Hello and good morning once again. Friends, in last video we have seen the concept of interview. Similarly, I have been talked about the types of interview, and there are six major types of interviews which we people have seen. Only names we have seen. The explanation is left. So in this video we are going to talk about the major things that we need to remember while appearing for the interview, or we can say precautions to be taken at the time of appearing for the interview. Friends, we appear for the interview most of the time without having some precautions or without taking some precautions, and we get failure in the interview, and then we blame ourselves for not cracking the interview or not getting success in the interview. So if you want to achieve a success in the interview, there are certain things that we need to remember, that we need to follow, that we need to take care of all those things. If we are able to take care of all those things, definitely we can crack the interview without fail. So what are those things that we need to remember? What are those things that we need to take care as a precaution while appearing for the interview? Those we are discussing in this video. Apart from this, we are going to talk about other aspects of interview in a brief manner. So starting with the important things that we need to remember while appearing for the interview, and those are useful for you guys. So those are the things which are useful for you guys. You also have some focus on this. If you are going to focus on this, you can also get a success in the process of interview. So basically, interview is nothing but what? Interview is nothing but a skill to answer the questions, as far as interviewers are concerned, it is a skill of asking the questions. At the same time, it is for interviewee, it is nothing but what? It is a skill to answer the questions. So there are two different skills which are required for interviewee and interviewer. As far as interviewer is concerned, it is a skill of asking the question, and when it comes to interviewee, it is a skill of answering the questions. So both are different for each other. So we'll talk about the things which are to be taken care at the time of appearing the interview. Suppose you are going to appear for the interview. Most of the time when we want to appear for the interview, we feel a little bit nervous. We have certain types of tensions in our mind. We are not that much confident. We have, at the time of interview, we cannot express our views in a proper manner. So what should be done, how it can be done in a right way, that we are going to discuss in today's lecture. There are certain things, there are certain points, there are certain uh, aspects and certain factors. If we are going to get a success on those aspects, definitely we can also get a success in the process of interview. If you have that much things in yourself or in your personality, definitely you can crack the interview without fail, or you'll be the top in the process of interview. So how to achieve a success in the interview, and what sort of points, what sort of guidelines and important aspects that we need to take care, those we are going to discuss here. So when it comes to the success of interview, and if you want to get it, the first point that we are discussing here is confident. Most of the time when we go for the interview and when we want to appear for the interview, mostly the candidates, they don't have that much confident. They go for the interview by having less confidence. And somebody said that low aim is a big crime. How it is relates to confident? Because we don't have enough confidence to appear the interview. It means what? Indirectly or directly, we people have accepted this, I'm going to fail. So when we have enough confidence and enough knowledge, definitely we can face the interview without any fear in the mind. And it is important when you want to appear for the interview. So confidence is must. And when we have enough confidence, there is no need to do so many things. For 50% of things you can do on the basis of confidence. If you are able to face the panel with huge amount of confidence, then you can achieve your success. But mostly what happen, people, they don't go with confidence, and there they lag behind, or they face some problems without or unnecessarily. And this is what, when you want to appear for the interview, go with confidence. Go and show that confidence should that particular confidence should reflect on your face, that should reflect on your walk, that should reflect on your talk also. That can be reflected from your talks also while during the interview. So that is important. So how confidence is important, that we people have understood. If you have a confidence, definitely you can achieve a success. But mostly people, they don't have. They feel scared. They feel, they have that sort of fear in the mind. No doubt we have that sort of fear, but try to overcome that fear. Try to overcome that scarcity, and definitely if you are able to overcome that scarcity and fear, it becomes, or it will build your confidence, and that is required at the time of appearing for the interview. I hope you people understood the importance of confidence in the process of interview, and that is required also. Moving on to the next one, that is well developed interpersonal communication. See, everywhere now there is a importance, and how this communication skill is important, that we people are experiencing nowadays. Wherever you want to go, communication is must. Without communication, we cannot express, we cannot show whatever we want to say, whatever we want to convey. And if you want to convey that from your soul, from your bottom of heart, communication skills are must. If you do not have communication skill, you cannot achieve anything in your life. Somebody said like that, and this is what, there is one proverb in Marathi that I'm going to tell you. Somebody said that in Marathi, and that is a proverb. We call it म्हण in Marathi. So ते मराठीमध्ये एक म्हण आहे, आणि ती म्हण अशी आहे, बोलणाऱ्याची माती विकते, न बोलणाऱ्याचं सोनं विकत सुद्धा नाही. It means what? The person who is having good communication skill can achieve anything, and the person who is very brilliant but not having communication skill cannot do anything else. That is expected here. So when you want to appear for the interview, try to go for interpersonal communication. So whenever you are there for the interview, whenever you are there on the chair of the candidate, try to develop some interpersonal skill. Interpersonal skill means what? Try to interact with the panel. If panel is asking some questions, and if you are not responding in a right way and in a proper way, so this is called as what? You are lagging behind in interpersonal skill, which is required. So whenever you are there on the chair of candidates, try to go for interpersonal skill, or try to go for any sort of communication. It starts with greeting to the panel. So whatever is according to the time, you people have to greet the panel first, like this, whatever is the time. For example, if it is afternoon, if it is evening, if it is morning, so accordingly you people have to greet with the panel first. Then wherever it is required, show your manners and etiquettes also. So if they are going to help you something, if they are going to congratulate something, so accordingly you people have to show your manners, you people have to show your etiquettes also. If you want to get something from the panel, ask them first, take their permission, and so on. And this way you can create interpersonal communication with the panel, and that is required. So second aspect is very important, and that was develop interpersonal communication. And without this kind of interpersonal communication, process of interview won't over. And moving on to the next one, that is merit based selection. Basically, interview panel, they want merit based selection, they go for merit based selection. So try to show your merit, whatever positive points that you have in your personality, that you people have to show through your talks. Mostly merit is observed in so many aspects. It can be observed in your talent, it can be observed in your intellect, that can be observed in your experience, that can be experienced in your talks, that can be experienced in your walks also. So try to show your merits, try to show more elements, more aspects, more sides of your merits, and try to impress them. If you have certain types of merits, if you have merits in talks, if you have merits in your experience, try to show them. Don't fail in showing those kind of merits. If it is observed by the panel, definitely they will select you. So it is your duty, it is your what we call it, responsibility to show those things to the panel. If they observe, definitely they will be positive about your selection. Next one, be positive. Sometimes be positive means what? Always think positively. Sometimes we face some negative questions also, so in that case, don't be negative, answer your questions in a positive manner. Sometimes they ask some tricky questions, they try to demoralize you. In those cases, Don't be nervous, don't be negative, and don't show your anger also. So whatever questions, if those are negative also, try to handle those questions in a systematic manner or in a diplomatic manner, and try to be positive, try to be very positive at the time of answering those questions. That is expected here. Most of the time they try to examine you by asking some negative questions. So in that particular point of answering the questions also, you should be very positive. Try to show that you are very positive, still the question is very negative. Do not show your negativeness, do not show your nervousness, do not show your anger at the time of answering those questions. Otherwise what happen, it will create your bad image in the mind of panel, and they will judge you on the basis of that. Most of the time what happens in case of corporate sector interviews, they also appoint one person which is a psychologist. So by asking some negative question, that psychologist will understand, that psychologist will examine your psychological level, and from that also they decide whether to select the candidate or not. So this one is the thing that we need to remember. So what you will have to remember, be positive always. The next one, relax during the interview. Most of the time we get panic at the time of interview. When we sit in the line of interview, most of the candidates are also sitting with us. So whenever we are there for the interview, don't get panic. Then do not ask others what they have been asked and how they have answered. Your turn is your turn. Your questions are your questions. Your questions are totally different than others' questions. So do not ask others what they have been asked and what they or your friend or your friend or your colleague has answered those questions. Forget about everything. Feel relaxed during the interview. Feel relaxed, then have some patience. See, sometimes, most of the time what happens, most of the people, they don't feel relaxed. See, in that case, go for the meditation for a while. Think about yourself, think about your positive points instead of thinking about negative points. When we sit for the interview, n number of thoughts comes in the mind. Forget about those thoughts. Out of those thoughts, some thoughts are always negative. So ignore all those things and think about the positive aspects. Whatever positive sides you have, think about those positive sides and try to make a capital of those positive sides at the time of interview. That is expected. So whenever you are sitting in the line of interview, please be relaxed and think about your positive aspects only. Moving to the next one, that is, must be clear your concept and ideas. Actually it should be your concepts and ideas. There is a one small correction, so you can make it, I hope. So whenever you are there for the interview, so whatever is your specialization, whatever you are going to talk in the interview about your ideas, you should be very clear. Whatever ideas you are going to present in front of the interview, those should be very very clear, and you should be clear and try to clear to others also. Most of the time they will ask some questions related to your specialization, related to your graduation, related to your post graduation. So whatever concepts you people have studied, try to make those concepts clear in front of the panel. If they ask some questions from your specialization, then there are certain things as far as your jobs are concerned. There are certain concepts which are related to your job, so those should be clear in your mind. If those are clear in your mind, then you can make others clear. So that is expected here. So these are the things that we need to remember at the time of appearing for the interview. I hope you people have understood those things. Once again I repeat, what are those things that we need to take care at the time of appearing for the interview. First of all, confidence. So see, if somebody said like that in Marathi, जर तुमच्याकडे आत्मविश्वास असेल तर यू कॅन अर्ध काम तुम्ही केलेलं आहे. Half of the work is already done by you guys. Most of the time everything is done on the basis of confidence. If you have that confidence, you can achieve anything. Most of the time we people have seen in matches or cricket matches, if the player is confident, definitely he can be a match finisher. So that is expected here. So you should have a great confidence, but not overconfidence as such. So whenever you are saying your confidence, it means what? You are confident or you have a confidence, it means you have thoroughly understood your pros and cons. You have thoroughly understood your strengths and weaknesses. If you do not understood your weaknesses and still you are saying like that, I am totally confident, it means what? You are overconfident. So don't be overconfident, always be confident. Then well developed interpersonal communication. There is a huge importance for communication in the interview. If they are asking, how they are asking. Accordingly, people have to change your interpersonal communications on the basis of the panel. Then merit based selections, whatever merits you have in your personality, whether those are related to your job, those are related to your experience, those are related to your qualification, try to show all those things. Don't forget to hide anything else. Whatever merits you have, try to show them without fail, because those are your positive side, those are your plus points. So whenever there is a chance to show your plus point, show those plus point without fail. Be positive, as I told you. So there are certain moments, there are certain there are certain moments when where they ask some negative questions, they try to demoralize you, they test you, and this can be called as what, psychological test. So there also you should be very positive. Be don't get negative, don't get nervous, try to answer all those questions in a positive manner, though they are asking those questions in a negative manner to demoralize you. Forget about all those things that may be there for a while only, not for a long duration as such. Moving to the next one, relax during the interview. Feel relaxed, do not think about others, don't get panic, don't get nervous, don't get into the tensions. So those are the things which are required at the time of interview. If we do all those things, we get nervous and we do not get a success in the process of interview. So that is also expected. You should feel relaxed, very relaxed, I can say. Very relaxed means do not sleep in the line of interview. That is expected. And the last one, must be clear about your concepts and your ideas. So whatever concepts we have regarding your qualification, regarding your specialization, regarding your experience, those should be very clear regarding your jobs. So if those concepts are clear in your mind, then you can make others very clear about your concepts and ideas. So these are the things which we need to take care at the time of appearing for the interview, and these things may be called as important things we need to remember at the time of interview. And if we take care of these things, certainly, definitely we can clear, we can crack, and we can get a success in the process of interview. So only this much for important things in interview. In next video, we are going to talk about one more aspect of interview. Till then, stay connected, stay tuned. Thank you so much.